we are going to discuss the pathways from stimulus to response. Usually in the living organisms, it is one of the important characteristic feature of stimulus and response. Every organism, what they are showing, the reaction to the action is nothing but a response to the stimulus, right? Every environmental changes occurs in the environment, the organisms are automatically responded to it, right? All these responses happens in the body or transported from one point to another point. They need to be carried from one point to another point. Who will carry this information from one point to another point within the body? Nothing but nerves. The nerves present in the body are classified into three types. One is afferent nerves, second type is efferent nerves, and third type is association nerves. Right? Afferent, efferent, association. Here coming to the first type of nerves, afferent nerves. Afferent nerves also called as sensory nerves. Also called as sensory nerves. Sensory nerves, in the sense of these nerves are responsible for receiving information from the body parts and bringing that information to the brain or spinal cord. Right? Brain particularly. Right? So these nerves, when you observe the nerves, this is the structure of the sensory nerve or afferent nerve. See that the nucleus is can be pushed to the one side. Pushed to the one side. This is usually the structure of this, and these are the dendrites and nerve terminals. And these dendrites receive the information from adjacent or neighboring nerve cell, and that information pass through the axon, and finally the nerve terminals can transport the information to the other nerve cell, right? This is the sensory nerve which receive information from body parts and send the same information to the brain itself, right? And usually these nerve cells generally called as the detectors. Detectors in the sense of where the stimulus happens. That stimulus can be taken up by these detectors and sent to the brain itself to the transporting of that information in the electrical impulses by a nerve called afferent nerve. It is generally called as sensory nerve. And coming to the efferent nerve. Efferent, E stands for exit. It is also called as motor nerve. Efferent nerve also called as motor nerve, the second type of nerves present in the body. The efferent nerves are the quite opposite functions to that of the sensory nerves. Usually sensory nerves are bringing the information from detectors to the brain, and these are working in opposite direction to that of the sensory nerves. Means they are send the responses from brain to the body parts. From brain to body parts. Here we can write simply from brain to body parts. Right? Or effector organs. We can say that simply the body parts in the sense of effector organs. Right? So what the information received by the sensory nerves, they send to the brain. Brain can analyze the information and send the responses. That responses are taken by the motor nerves or the efferent nerves and send the responses to the target organ or maybe a particular effector organ. So these are the nerves which carry the information from brain to the body parts. Later, another type of nerves in the body, nothing but association nerves. Association nerves. In the sense of these are also called as mixed nerves. Mixed nerves. In the sense of this is the functioning of the association nerves. Usually, all the stimuluses received by the body parts are immediately not responded by brain itself. Some functions are carried by spinal cord also, and whatever the functions are carried by brain will not be carried by the spinal cord. Some immediate responses, nothing but some trigger movements of the body are coordinated or responded by association nerves. And what are the components of the association nerve itself? Just to see that here the brain or spinal cord are the components of it, and here two types of nerves what we have discussed already, the sensory nerve also called as afferent nerve and motor nerve also called as efferent nerve. and here it is a muscle of the organs, and here the sense organ. See this, from the sense organ, when they are getting any kind of stimulus from the environment, that information can be carried by afferent nerve to the brain or spinal cord. So what the stimuluses are received by sensory organ, the detectors of the sensory organs are carried by afferent nerve or the sensory nerve to the brain or spinal cord, and brain or spinal cord can analyze the information. What happens? What kind of a stimulus that particular organ received. After the analyzing the information, they can transport the information to the particular target organ or the detector organ by efferent nerves, nothing but motor nerves. So these are incoming nerves, and these are also called as outgoing nerves. This information can received from the body parts to the brain or spinal cord, and these nerves can carry the information from brain or spinal cord to the particular target organ or effector organ. And here it is, we can say that here it is a association nerve. Association nerve itself. Association nerves. Usually these association nerves can be identified or located in the spinal cord, because all the functions brain may not be managed and brain cannot be managed, so that some particular functions are carried by the spinal cord in the sense of the nerves present in the spinal cord can do the functions like the brain.